he was green lighted right there, and he got a fastball down the middle. We get away with one right there.
But count still 3 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-1. Called strike 2 on the inside corner as Travinski took 1 step towards first base. Eric O'Shea said, "Come on back here." So the count's full. Runner at third is Kling. Second is White and Neal over at first base. 3-2. Hard shot. Second baseman Moore has it. Flips it to second for 1. Over to first. Bang, bang play. And Travinski able to beat it out to avoid the double play. So another run comes in as Kling delivers. The 5th run of the inning. The 6th run of the game. Travinski, the fielder's choice, erases Neal at second base. White over to third base meanwhile. And that brings up Milam, who once upon a time got this all started. An infield single up the middle, you may remember. And Mora backhanded and chased and trying to throw Milam out at first. Went into the LSU dugout. First pitch, shot foul, third base side as Lugo goes into foul territory to retrieve it. So the 10th Tiger to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was 1-0. So we traveled here to the bottom of the 4th, and LSU has erupted. McCafferty set at the belt. 0-1 pitch up for ball 1.
And we talked a little earlier when Coach Massico went out for a visit, talking about he's probably telling them, hey, we need to minimize, and things have obviously gotten away a little bit, and they put some good swings on balls, and
1-1 is way up. 2-1.
They've just been a sound approach, right? It's kind of what you expect from a team this talented. They take advantage of their opportunities, and they're national champions for a reason.
Travinski, by the way, on that fielder's choice, is 13th RBI of the season. 2 out, 2 on. 2-1 pitch just off the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, Milam, the part of the heralded recruiting class for LSU. And Will, talking about pedigree a moment ago, LSU has a bunch of it. As there's a strike at the knees on the inside corner. 3-2 as Milam was headed to first base. And now Milam, the freshman, turns around to Eric O'Shea, the home plate umpire. Which might have been in a smidge. Here comes the 3-2, lifted foul, first base side. Another nice play by a fan.
LSU this time?
Yeah.
We can't take all the shine, huh?
Runners at first and third. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Milam. 2 away. Lefty Rhett McCafferty trying to end the damage in the bottom of the 4th. As the sign from Collier. 3-2 is way up for ball 4. Second time Milam has reached this inning. That sends Travinski over to second base. And that'll bring up Jones. Walked in the second, singled, and he scored one of the 5 runs for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Head coach Steve Trout out of the third base dugout again, but on the trot.
It's a pitching change, yeah.
It is?
Yep, he pointed out to the pen.
Okay. Got it. I was doing some record keeping here, so I thought maybe Coach Trout on the trot, maybe a subtle adjustment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it is the end of the afternoon for Rhett McCafferty. New pitcher coming in, so we're going to take a pitching change timeout, reset things at the moment. LSU has loaded the bases again. There are 2 away. And LSU in front of the Bobcats, looking at more, leading 6-0. Back in a moment on KTSW and TXStateBobcats.com.
Hi, I'm Steven Trout, head coach of Texas State Baseball, and you're listening to KTSW San Marcos. Oh no, I missed the game this past weekend.
Geez, I don't have to worry about that. I just look at the sports section of the KTSW blog.
KTSW has a blog?
Yup, it's filled with podcasts, music reviews, news, and their top tracks. You can find it at ktswblog.net.
Bill Colhane, along with Will Hollis, back here at Minute Maid Park. Final day of the Astros Foundation College Classic. Those of you tuned in earlier, Steve Grant from the Houston Astros and a Texas State graduate, by the way, came by, talked about the foundation and foundation of the Bobcat pitching staff coming into 2024. Peyton Zabel expected to have a big piece of the load. Zabel takes over.
Yeah, what you're going to get from Peyton Zabel right here is an electric fastball. He's anywhere from 93, 96. It was on display opening weekend, where he set his career high in strikeouts. With him, his keys are going to be throwing strikes, right? It's as simple as that. I know it sounds simple, like, of course you have to throw strikes, but his biggest key is being in and around the zone.
Zabel, a 7.20 ERA through 2 starts. This is his first appearance out of Steve Trout's bullpen. It's gone so far 5 innings, given up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and I think this speaks to what you were saying, Will. 8 walks in 5 innings.
Yeah, the strikeouts tell you it's really good stuff. It's a really good fastball, a really good breaking ball, and yeah, talking about just his control, that's going to be his biggest key all year.
Some of you I know listening out there, keeping up with your scorebooks, will update you on the numbers for the Bobcats' first 3 pitchers of the day. We'll get that to you, I promise. Sam Hall started the day, got into trouble here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Taylor C. came on for a couple of batters, and then Brett McCaffrey, the left-hander, took over before handing the baseball to Peyton Zabel. 6'7", 245-pound redshirt senior out of Pierre, South Dakota. Transfer from Iowa Western. First batter he faces is Jared Jones out of the 7-hole. A walk, single, and a run scored for him. Just a sophomore to crouch in that first, the right-handed batter's box. Breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike.
It's a good sign. In a first pitch breaking ball, you know, with Jones at the plate, a guy who can change a score really quick. That's a good sign from Zabel.
The shift is on, or the second baseman well over on the third base side of the second base bag. The 0-1. There's another breaker, low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, we talk about the recruiting for LSU and all that too, right? Another thing that is really amazing is you look up and down, and 1 through 9, if you're a pitcher, you have to be on point.
100%.
1-1, fastball at the knees on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a really deep lineup. I mean, you look at a guy like Jared Jones in your 7-hole, that says a lot, right?
Yeah, it says a lot. LSU going to compete for another SEC title, and will they end up in Omaha again? Waggle of the bat by Jones. Breaker called, strike 3, paints the outside corner. Jared Jones in disagreement, but man, that looked like it had a lot of the plate, Bill says. LSU did a lot of damage there in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 Bobcat error and 3 left on. 4 innings in the record books. So we go to the top of the 5th. It's LSU 6, the Bobcats nothing. We're back in a moment with more Bobcat baseball on KTSW and TXStateBobcats.com.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I've deployed 3 times. Being a veteran is interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
We're here.
Oh man, I wish we could keep on listening to KTSW.
No worries, we can just go on the Texas State mobile app and listen there. The Texas State mobile app now allows you to listen to 89.9 on your phone no matter where you are. Just look for the round KTSW 89.9 button on the app's homepage and you can instantly stream our radio station live. This new feature even allows you to stream while outside of the app. Tune in and we'll see you on the other side of radio. Quick, turn it on. I really want to listen.
As the Bobcats come to bat in the top of the fifth inning, Sam Hall got the start today for Texas State. 3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, a walk and 3 strikeouts. 58 pitches, 39 of them for strikes. Then Taylor C. came in, didn't record an out, gave up a hit, got charged with a couple of earned runs, a walk. Threw 6 pitches, 2 of them for strikes. Rhett McCaffrey, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, 2 walks. 28 pitches, 13 for strikes. Now Thatcher Hurd working with a 6-0 advantage. Lugo Pal Collier for the Bobcats. Lugo starts things. First pitch swing of the line shot through the box. Single into center field for the Bobcats' third baseman, who continues, Will, to have a really good weekend.
He's been impressive, obviously. You think about the huge home run last night, but throughout the course of the tournament, at bat after at bat, he's been locked in and had a really sound approach all weekend.
Lugo, his 4th hit here at Minute Maid Park this weekend. Davis Powell had a couple of hits in the Bobcats' 11-10 victory over 15th-ranked Texas yesterday. Stands in, flew out to center his first time. And it's up out of zone for ball 1. Will, when you and I were leaving yesterday, you were saying, the Bobcats taking on the defending national champion can let their hair down.
It's an opportunity.
No pressure, right?
Yeah, it's an opportunity. You're playing with house money. You're 2-0. It's just a chance to go shine and show what you got even more so.
The 1-0. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned Davis Powell from Lufkin, a couple of hours north of here. A lot of guys from the Houston area, Chase Moore, etc., etc. And so a lot of families have been able to enjoy this weekend as well at Minute Maid. Hurd, 1-1, swung on, line shot right at the left fielder. However, Pearson had to just come in a couple of steps. Powell put a charge into it. But Lugo will retreat back to first base. In case you're just joining us, Bobcat great Jose Gonzalez visited with Will in the pregame show. A lot of your former teammates, a lot of Bobcats, baseball or otherwise, able to enjoy this.
Yeah, what a great place to watch a baseball game, right? And especially when it's your alma mater and it means that much more to you.
Collier stands in, missed a home run back in the 3rd inning into the Crawford boxes by about a foot, just below the yellow line. Lit off the 3rd. One of the Bobcats' 4 hits today. First pitch here is up and in for a ball. And so, Will, you say what a great venue Minute Maid Park is. That's coming from a Rangers fan.
It's hard for me to say, but I will admit it is a great place to watch a game.
Lugo with his lead off of first. Lit off the inning with a single. The 1-0. That's a strike. Taken, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Hurt's still anywhere from 94 to 96, so it hasn't lost much velocity, and it looks like he's getting stronger as it's going on.
No doubt about that. Again, talk about a guy who's pitched in big money, big moment games. The 1-1, it's low, had the plate put down. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first, 1 down. We're in the top of the 5th inning. LSU 6 runs on 10 hits. The Bobcats no runs on 4 hits so far. Hurd has the sign from Kravinsky, and the 2-1 is up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Go to the top of the batting order. Ryan Farber on deck for Texas State. Speaking of guys who have had a big weekend, what a moment it's been for him, right? Playing in high school a year ago.
Incredible.
The righty to the righty. 3-1. That's a breaker on the inside corner. Collier nods in agreement. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Collier from up in Will's neck of the woods, Plano, Texas. The left fielder Pearson is playing in left center. There goes the runner from first. The 3-2 swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Collier as Hurd works his way back as Lugo goes into second base. Lugo, his second stolen base in as many tries. Ryan Farber struck out his first time. Lined out to Pearson, the left fielder, back in the third inning, 0 for 2. Farber has had only one over in his Bobcat career thus far, and there's a breaker over for strike one. His over was against Prairie View A&M on Tuesday night, went 0 for 2 with 2 walks.
And we kind of talked about her in the pregame, saying he's kind of struggled a little bit, coming in with a 9 ERA, and unfortunately for us, it looks like he's found it today.
0-1 fastball out of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Hurd has the only loss for LSU. Tigers 10-1. That was a 5-3 loss against Stony Brook. And some people, Stony Brook's had a good baseball team.
Yeah, we started the season with Stony Brook back in 2020.
Sounds right.
Yeah, they've been to Omaha. They beat LSU at LSU.
1-1 foul back to the screen, and Hurd ahead of the count against Farber. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lugo, the runner at second, with 2 down. On deck is Patino. The thing here will also, there's no such thing as a 6-run home.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's crucial you get guys on and get them in that way.
1-2, hard shot, shortstop, backhanding attempt. No good by Braswell. It tickles off his glove. Making the turn at third base. Coming in to score is Lugo. With the Bobcats' first run of the game. Have to believe that Farber will get credited with a base hit. As Braswell had to kind of come in and range to his right simultaneously. And it went off his glove on the hop. Let's see. They haven't put up. As Patino digs in, we'll sort out that bit of news here in a minute. Throw over to first and Farber back in. And Farber is credited with a single. Thank you, official score.
Yeah, it was a tough play to Braswell to go in the hole, and obviously Farber runs well. Definitely credited with a hit.
So the stolen base comes into play. Another throw over to first. Farber dives back in. Farber 2 for 4 in stolen bases this year. So Farber, his 12th RBI of the season is what I was trying to say. Had 3 RBI yesterday. The win against Texas. Pitch to Patino. Checked his swing. Eric O'Shea said not enough. It's no balls and 1 strike. Patino struck out his first time. Grounded out to first unassisted in the third. 6-1 LSU in front. Another throw over to first, and Farber gets the hand back in. And there's going to be a meeting at the mound. Let's check this, Will. Pitch count, 71 pitches for Thatcher Hurd. I'm going to let you play manager. It's a 6-1 game. Your team's 10-1. LSU's schedule, or LSU's SEC schedule here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's important that you maybe give him some more innings just to get his feet
Stretch him a little.
Yeah, because like we talked about, he was a little shaky early. He's starting to settle in and find his confidence and find his timing on the hill. So I think they've done a really good job with managing him, and I think they're going to probably ride him out for a little bit.
There are guys in the LSU bullpen beyond the fence and right center, guys moving around, but nobody actively throwing at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that. And again, the Texas State bullpen, those of you familiar with Minute Maid, from our vantage point, it's like we're looking through some glass, some fencing, so we see people, but it's hard to make out a whole lot down there. So Patino digs back in. The meeting is over. Farber, who delivered the infield RBI single, gets his lead over at first. Jones holds him there. Another throw over to first, and Farber back in. Go ahead.
I think that mound visit was to kind of talk about, hey, let's keep an eye. Let's change up the timing on the hill for Hurd.
Here comes the 0-1 to Patino. Swing and a miss. That, they say 95-mile-an-hour sinker.
Yeah, it's a heavy fastball. It feels how I would describe that is when you hit it, it feels like you're hitting a bowling ball. It's a heavy fastball.
Hurd ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. There goes the runners. Patino punches it down the left field line. Pearson plays it off the wall. Farber makes the turn at second. He'll go into third base as the throw goes in. A 2-out double for Patino. His second double of the season. As that ball kind of carried, Pearson put on the brakes real early as the ball off the fence here. Down below the Crawford boxes at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, it looked like a fastball off the plate. Patino was in protect mode right there and just did a tremendous job of driving that thing to his opposite field.
That brings up Chase Mora. Mora walked his first time, and then he lined out, barreled one up, and right at the center fielder King for an out back in the third inning. First base open, Will.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful with him.
Here's a little nubber. The shortstop Braswell backhands it. Off balance throw over to first. Gets away from Jones at first base. 1 run in. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Patino is in ahead of the tag. And the Bobcats have cut the LSU lead in half at 6-3.
I was going to say 2-out hitting wins a lot of games, and right there you got a guy second, third. Obviously Moore's looking to get a hit, but any way you can, right? You get 2 home right there, cut it in half. That's big momentum.
So Mora, I would have to believe, will get credited with the infield single. Will get 1 RBI, his team high 15th of the year, his 10th of the weekend. And then Braswell will get charged with an error, allowing Patino to come in and score. Ramirez is up, first pitch from Hurd, swing and a miss. So Mora, single to shortstop, RBI. Patino comes in and scores on the throwing error by Braswell. Righty to the lefty, 2 outs. Breaking ball falls off the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramirez today singled down the left field line his first time and was a strikeout victim to start the 4th inning. As Hurd has 4 strikeouts on the day. He's also given up 7 hits. Throw over to first. Mora back in. How about the grit of this Texas State Bobcat bunch?
Absolutely, yeah. Hurd's got really good stuff. They've done a good job.
1-1. That hits Ramirez on the right knee. So the wheels on the wagon are wiggling for LSU and Thatcher Hurd here in the top of the 5th inning. As let me get out my calculator, that is the 4th straight Bobcat to reach safely here in the 5th inning.
And it hasn't necessarily been just barrel after barrel, right? We talked about it in the post game last night. This team finds ways, and right now they're finding ways and making the most of it.
Speaking of a guy who has found a way this weekend, Dalen Pena will stand in. 1 for 2, singled his last time. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Hurd looks at Mora at second. Here's the pitch to Pena. Fastball swing and a miss. 94 miles per hour. No balls in 1 strike. LSU, when we started this top of the 5th inning, LSU leading 6-0. It's now 6-3. Bobcat crowd stirring. Righty to the righty. 0-1 falls off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for Texas State is Galloway. Isn't it funny, and you know this, Will, the momentum. Hurd was on cruise control. Just got 5 runs from his squad, up 6-0. Life is good. Mora dances off a second. Pitch to Pena down in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Travinsky. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and going back to what you just said, momentum is so big in baseball. You get a few guys on, you find ways. You find ways to get runs home. You're getting on and you're affecting the game in a lot of different ways. It makes a world of difference.
Again, Mora dancing off of second base. Ramirez gets his lead off of first. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Pena is going for the Crawford boxes there. It's 2-2.
I think he got a slider to hit right there. Just maybe getting a little too big, right? What I mean by that is not simplifying his swing, but I like the aggression.
Both fan bases clapping. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Hurd to Pena. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes, and a pitcher to be out of the zone. However, the Bobcats crack the egg in the top of the fifth inning. The Bobcats get 3 runs on 4 hits. There was the 1 LSU error and 2 left on. We move to the bottom of the fifth inning from Minute Maid in Houston. Your new score. Defending national champion, third-ranked LSU has 6. The Bobcats with 3. Will and I will be back in a moment. More Bobcats baseball on KTSW and TXStateBobcats.com.
College is hard. You've probably figured that out by now. One of the best ways you can improve your grades as well as your life in general is to take charge of your mental health. Sometimes, though, that means reaching out. If you find yourself struggling, you shouldn't wait to contact counseling services. And if you're a Texas State student, it's easy. You can visit the Texas State Counseling Center at txst.edu to make an in-person or virtual appointment, or download the Timely Care app for free 24/7 support. A message from KTSW, the other side of radio.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
The Texas State Bobcats have made things very interesting here at Minute Maid Park. The Bobcats just put up 3 to cut LSU's lead in half, 6-3 on Bill Colhane, along with Will Hollis. Tyson Taylor is our producer at KTSW Central today. Aiden Zabel came on in relief to finish things in the bottom of the 4th. They'll face 8-9-1. Brown is up. First pitch swinging, fouls it away. Third base side over the Texas State dugout. Brown had one of the big hits back in the 4th. An RBI double came in to score one of the Tigers' 5 runs in the 4th frame. Has that left foot on the back line of that left-handed batter's box. The 0-1 paints the outside corner with the breaker, 0-2.
Good signs so far from Zabel. He's mixing it up, and he's been competitive early on.
Peyton Zabel, the South Dakota native, working from the first base side of the rubber. Wines delivers, 0-2, stays up for a ball. Will, if I had shot you a text this morning, let's pick a time at 10 a.m., and I'd said, Will, halfway through, it'd be a 3-run game, Bobcats LSU. Would you taken it?
I'm taking it. Yeah, especially with this team, the way they've fought all weekend.
1-2 swing and a miss on a pitch that was down and in. Zabel gets the K. If you bridge back to the bottom of the 4th inning, that is the 2nd straight strikeout for Zabel out of the pen. Braswell, the 9-hole hitter, 0 for 1 officially, walked and scored in the 4th inning. Of course, Braswell, the former South Carolina Gamecock. Here's a pitch, a blooper down the right field line, could be trouble. Drops in. Rashawn Galloway, the Bobcat right fielder, quickly gets over to get it back in. It looked to me like Zabel, that's the pitch he wanted, just a nice swing by Braswell to get it into the outfield strong.
Zabel painted right there. It's just a really good 0-0 pitch, fastball inside part of the plate. Just like we talked about earlier, hit them where they ain't, right?
No doubt. Paxton Kling will come up. Roaring Springs, Pennsylvania. First pitch strikes the knees on the outside corner, 93-mile-an-hour heater. A year ago, Kling played in 10 games over the NCAA tournament. Played a few games in the College World Series as a freshman. Man on first, one away, throw over to first, and Braswell dives back in. Braswell 1 for 1 in stolen bases this year. Kling up to bat right now, leads the team in thievery. He's got 4. Watch a pitch pop up first base side. Will get out of play. Zabel ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Will and I were on the ESPN Plus telecast a couple weeks ago. Fortunate enough to do that, and mentioned Peyton Zabel, his brother Gray, is a starting offensive lineman for North Dakota State, a tackle. And Will said he didn't want their grocery bill.
I sure didn't, right? It's an athletic family, that's for sure.
No doubt about that. As Zabel set at the belt buckle, has the sign. Here, Kling lifts this one foul, first base side out of play. So far, Kling in the tournament is 2 for 13. Had a single in 6 trips against Texas on Friday. 0 for 4 against the Raging Cajuns last night. 1 for 3 today. Here's the 0-2 swing and a miss on a pitch. Looked to be low and outside, so second strikeout of the inning for Zabel, 2 away. What'd you have there, Will?
It's just a really good, well-executed breaking ball that, you know, you bury it there with 2 strikes. You're trying to get him to swing over the top of it, and he executed it.
Jay Johnson comes out of the first base dugout, wants to have an offensive meeting here. Coach Johnson's gotten a lot of airtime today.
He sure has, huh? And right here, I think he's just trying to slow the game down. Zabel's kind of in a groove right now. Just a little gamesmanship.
It's Pearson, who's had a big day for LSU. He'll come up, singled his first time, then got the scoring started with a solo home run into the LSU bullpen beyond right center. The wall there. And flew out to Pena and left his last time. The guy who arrived at the ballpark with 185 batting average. You had to think that wouldn't last. First pitch from Zabel on the outside corner for a strike. No balls, then 1 strike. Pearson, his older brother Jacob, many of you know, was the 3rd-round draft pick of the Angels a handful of years ago. Baseball family. 0-1, just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-3, LSU in front of the Bobcats. LSU 6 runs on 11 hits. The Bobcats 3 runs on 7 base knocks. Here's the breaking ball. That's at the knees on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zabel's really mixed in the breaking ball. I've seen Peyton, I think you have too, where it comes out there sometimes it's all heated, right?
Yeah, I've really liked how he's mixed it up, and you have to when you're playing a team that has this much offensive firepower.
It's a dangerous Tommy White on deck. 1-2, swing and a miss on a pitch that was down out of the zone again, and Peyton Zabel is fired up at Minute Maid Park. He is able to wrap 3 strikeouts around a 1-out single by Braswell for LSU. In the bottom of the 5th inning, no runs on that 1 hit. There were no Bobcat errors and 1 man left on. We've played a 5 full here at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Can the Bobcats be the comeback Cats again in Houston this weekend? Plenty of baseball left. It's LSU 6, the Bobcats 3. We're back in a moment on KTSW and TXStateBobcats.com.
Support for this broadcast comes from Twin Peaks Restaurant and Sports Lounge, located at the southeast corner of Guadalupe Street and Interstate 35 in San Marcos. Twin Peaks has bites, wings, burgers, sandwiches, and more. Info and menu at twinpeaksrestaurant.com. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Every day, new and exciting innovations in the world of science, technology, engineering, and math are being made. Diversity drives that innovation. STEM isn't just for boys, it's for girls too. We need girls in STEM like you to invent, build, create, and make the world a better place. A message from KTSW, the other side of radio.
Oh no, I missed the game this past weekend.
Geez, I don't have to worry about that. I just look at the sports section of the KTSW blog.
KTSW has a blog?
Yep, it's filled with podcasts, music reviews, news, and their top tracks. You can find it at ktswblog.net.
Peyton Zabel for the Bobcats has struck out 4 of the last 5 LSU Tigers he's faced. So that's the pitching for the Bobcats. For LSU, there's a new pitcher on the hill, Christian Little, a right-hander, 6'4", 235-pound senior out of St. Louis, Missouri. He takes over for Thatcher Hurd. As we move here to the top of the 6th inning, Little, numbers on the year, 11.57 ERA. Gets his 4th appearance out of Jay Johnson's bullpen. He's gone 2 1/3, given up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, has struck out 3, walked 2. And a big moment here, Will, for a guy little used, transfer from Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it is a big moment. Texas State goes out there, obviously Zabel throws up a 0, and he keeps the momentum with Texas State. So for Little Red here, he's going to have to bear down and try to keep the momentum on LSU's side as well.
LSU 1 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th. The Bobcats, they're 3 in the top of the 5th. And guess what? Jay Johnson's out of the first base dugout again. He's going to go out to the mound where Eric O'Shea is having a conversation with Christian Little. There's smiles involved, so I think everything's okay. What are you seeing, Will?
I was thinking it might be, he might have been hurt, he might have tweaked something, but it seems interesting that the home plate umpire would go out there and talk to him about it, right? So,
Yes.
Maybe just a conversation, saying hello.
Jay Johnson back to the first base dugout. We have to start miking up people down on the first field, and we could have earpieces.
Yeah.
Galloway leads it off for the Cats. First pitch swinging, lifts a fly ball to right center. Brown, the right fielder, comes over, makes the grab for the first out of the inning as Galloway first pitch swinging. Rashawn 0 for 3 today. 1 pitch, 1 out. Aaron Lugo led off the 5th inning with a single. Ended up scoring the first run of the game for the Bobcats. That's right, Lugo has been involved in a bunch this weekend. None bigger than that 2-run home run at the top of the 9th yesterday to help beat Texas. First pitch here's high for a ball, 96.
There we go.
That's some giddy up.
Definitely. The first pitch that Galloway swung at right there was his cutter at 91, so he backed that up at 96. It's good stuff.
Not for me. Not for me. Oh, the 1-0 high and tight as Lugo spins out of the way. Just got out of that. Got out of the way of that thing. 2-0. Aaron Lugo didn't shave before he came to the ballpark today. And he just got a little off the side, huh?
96 right there would not feel good.
Gary, that is scary. Nobody on, 1 out for the Cats. Top of the 6th inning. And the 2-0 pitch, of course, on the outside corner of the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Powell's on deck. You're not going to diving right after that 1-0 pitch is up in it.
No, that
2-1. Hard shot into left field. That'll drop for another base hit for Aaron Lugo as Pearson, the left fielder, gets it in.
Yeah,
Careless.
Yeah, he's been awesome, and going back to that, to back the fastball up and in at your chin up with the cutter on the outside corner, that's tough. But obviously, he did a good job of locking back in and line 1 to left.
That was rude.
It was rude.
Powell 0 for 2 today. Now 222 batting average on the year. Led the Cats with a 337 batting average a year ago. Here's the pitch, a ground ball to the shortstop. Braswell goes to second for 1, over to first, double play. 6-4-3, twin killing by LSU to end the Bobcat threat in the top of the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by LSU, and as it turns out, nobody left on for Texas State. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. LSU 6, Bobcats 3. Back in a moment with more Bobcat baseball on KTSW and the internet home of Bobcat Athletics, TXST.com.
We stand on the shoulders of the women who came before us.
Women who were told they were bad with money. Women who couldn't even get a credit card without a man co-signing.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now
It's our turn to lead the way.
Join us at WeSaySaveIt.org,
where women of all ages and all budgets are learning how to save for retirement.
You work hard.
You make money.
Now make that money work for you.
Invest in yourself at WeSaySaveIt.org.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Captain, we're heading into stormy seas. Anxiety levels are rising and depressions are ahead.
The Texas State Counseling Center provides services that support student mental health and wellness. Counseling Center services include consultations, counseling, crisis response, and educational workshops. With confidential aid from trained professionals, students can develop a support system to navigate rough waters. For more information on the Counseling Center, sail to counseling.txst.edu. A message from KTSW, the other side of radio.
We're back at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Glad to have you sitting next to us. Earlier, Will and I were talking about Texas State athletics, especially this week, especially right now, just a great moment in time for Texas State athletics. All the programs across the board doing so well. Texas State softball 17-6 to start the season. Jessica Mullins with a perfect game, the 7-0 victory against UTEP in the Janine McCaney Memorial Classic out in Lubbock, as the Bobcats went 3-1 out in Lubbock. Bobcat softball will host Penn State coming up this next week. Already said Bobcat baseball hosting Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Tuesday, and then another former rival, Sam Houston, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go to txst.com for all the info as White leads it off with Zabel still on the bump. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Will's nodding his head to my right. That was a mighty hack.
Yeah, it sure was, and I think Tommy White right there might be sitting breakable after Zabel's been pretty effective with it. And he just snuck a fastball right by him.
Counts no balls and one strike. Next offering, high fly ball, right field. Galloway with more of the second baseman going out, and Rashawn waits a few minutes for it to come down and makes the play for the first out of the inning. I'm going to say this about Tommy White, and I didn't invent this line, okay, for the record, but Tommy White gets his money's worth.
No doubt. No doubt. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, from the heels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big, strong, powerful kid. He's got the bat speed to back it up.
Neal stands in. 1 for 3 today. Left-handed hitter looks at a strike from Peyton Zabel on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. Zabel, the fourth Bobcat pitcher to take the ball today. Zabel has been really good. Nobody on, one out, bottom of the sixth. 6-3, LSU in front. 0-1. That's low and outside for a ball. Neal hitting 308 on the year. Has a walk to go along with a base hit today. Open stance in that left-handed batter's box. This 1-1 is off the outside edge. 2 balls and a strike. Sun beginning to set here in Houston as we can look straight out above the train track. Look through the windows there. The sliding doors. 2-1. Fouled back to the screen. Zabel said, "Here's my fastball. Hit it." 2-2.
Yeah, 2-1. Neal was sitting on a fastball. He got it, fouled straight back. But I've been really impressed with Zabel. Obviously, 23 pitches, 18 strikes.
Good
really
ratio.
Good, really good. Really good.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Travinsky on deck for the Tigers. 2-2. Line shot down the left field line. Fair ball. It hits the short fencing down the left field side. Caroms into shallow left field. Dalen Pena retrieves the ball and gets it in. That was going to be a double all the way. Nice piece of hitting there by Neal. His 4th double of the season. The Tigers a runner in scoring position with 1 down and Travinsky up. Just keep the pitch where it was, right? Served it.
Really good job. That's a professional approach. 2-strike count. Takes a breaking ball in the outer half of the plate. Puts a really good swing at it into left field for a double.
Travinsky. Big, good-looking athlete. 6'3", 230. that right-handed batter's box. First pitch here's up and in for a ball. Over the years, the really good LSU Tiger catchers, including Micah Gibbs, you remember